Okay. Welcome back to the pod, episode 2.
Back in the shitty, smelly, stinky closet.
Back in my grandpa's closet.
Grandma's boyfriend.
Yeah, we might as well just call my grandpa because my family, every single member of it is divorced and remarried, so I have a family twice the size that it actually should be.
Nobody can make up their mind.
No, we're very indecisive. So we're in my grandma's boyfriend's closet recording because he has a big enough walk-in closet in an empty house.
And every sweater looks like a raggy piece of shit.
And that's why we love him. Simple guy. Same clothes for 40 years. Literal same sweaters for 40 years, it looks like.
Literally slobby.
Well,
sorry,
what
it's
can
kind
we
of
say?
a roast. I'm looking at a suit right now, and he didn't even pull the arm. Like, it's still like, you know when you take off a shirt and you leave the arms pulled through the inside? That's his suit. Like, he didn't even, it's a suit, which is you're supposed to take care of it, and he didn't give a fuck. And it's probably been sitting like that for a few years.
Well, they also live at the cottage like 8 months out of the year, so we'll cut them some slack. They're retired now, so what can you say? He's got 4 yellow polo shirts right in front of me, and that's your fancy clothes there, okay?
Those look like long sleeve shirts for me.
Okay, so here we are back for episode 2 to literally talk about...
We got some good topics.
Yeah, we got some funny stuff this week.
What should we start with? Old people? Well, the old people were on here twice in 2 different forms.
What's the first topic we wanted to speak about?
There's royal family.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, by now, everyone's seen the Harry and Meghan interview and seen the dish on the royal family.
I loved it.
Me too. I thought it was, like, thank God finally someone put this royal old-ass rickety family on blast.
Incest. Literal incest.
I know. It's the part that kills me is I don't think enough people know that the Queen's husband, Prince Philip, is her relative.
How close?
I think it's her cousin.
He's a cousin fucker.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a cousin fucker.
So, that whole lineage already, you're incestual.
I don't think... You've always said you found the brothers attractive.
No, only Harry. No, actually, William was attractive when he was a teenager.
I think they're both... Well, you know, Harry seems like a nice guy. He seems like a normal dude. But I think that the other guy's fucking hideous.
Okay, in today, he's not attractive.
Yeah, but nobody is like, oh, look at that guy.
Leonardo
20 years ago, he was beautiful.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Johnny Depp.
Yeah, but they're still good looking. That's the difference.
They're not. You think Leonardo DiCaprio is still good looking?
I don't know. He's on a beach with 20 models around him, so
yeah, with a belly and like wrinkly ass face.
But he's talented. These guys do nothing.
Agreed.
These guys do nothing.
Agreed that these guys do nothing.
Exactly.
I agree, but I'm just saying, when they were teenagers, they were handsome young fellows.
Okay.
Then the older one grew up apparently to be a racist fuck. Now he's lost all his hair.
Wait, he's the one who made the comments? I'm pretty sure.
We don't know if it was...
Because it wasn't his mom or dad, he said. Well, or it wasn't his grandma or...
Right, it wasn't the Queen and her husband.
No.
So it's either his dad or his brother. So, anyways, Harry, when I say Harry was attractive, I mean his face obviously isn't the best face, but the guy was such a rebel against the royal family. He was in the army. He was doing he was like that white boy that could get invited to the cookout. And that's what made him attractive, was that he was so down to earth and like...
We're digressing too much.
No, we're not. Okay, so anyways. Okay. So what did you think of the royal interview? Did you think Meghan was being honest? Did you believe her?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think so. I think, like, what's more likely... She's lying for no reason because she's already a famous, successful actor.
Yeah.
And she's married to a prince. He's a prince, right?
Yep.
Or a bunch of old white people might be a little bit racist.
I know.
Yeah, let's be honest.
I know. It's so much more believable that a handful of old white people are racist.
Yeah.
So, that's the end of that. The royal family's racist. Thank God Meghan got out, and her and Harry are gonna live a beautiful life, fucking frolicking at the beach.
With the hens.
Yeah, with the hens.
and the dogs.
And guess what? The rest of them are stuck in that fucking crusty old castle.
They all live in the same castle.
I don't know. They
They don't do anything. Everyone's like,
I know.
everyone's
I
like,
don't know what
everyone's
they do.
like, yeah, they do. Are you kidding me? They do all these like events, and I'm like,
They travel around the world and spread joy. Basically, is their job.
I'm like, yeah, but they literally do nothing. And also, you know what's interesting? And I thought about this, and I don't even know what to say about this, but like, Canada's obviously very progressive, very diverse, and it was like people were like, well, what's Trudeau gonna say? Because they're the Commonwealth of Canada, right? And it's like,
Of course, yeah.
you know, a lot of Canadians now are probably like,
well, Barbados is separating from the Commonwealth after
like we
this
don't want to
interview.
fucking associate with them anymore.
I know.
But like, can you do that? Because don't they have a certain amount of power over Canada?
So they don't have any actual power,
Yeah,
but
something
it would
there.
change our entire democracy. We would no longer be a Commonwealth nation. We would become a republic like the U.S.
Who gives a fuck?
A democratic republic or something like that.
But it's just like words.
It
right?
is.
It's just words.
It's just
like, it doesn't...
But then I think what that means is our political structure would change because we would then... I don't fucking know.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like they try to make it harder than it is. It's like
for sure they've like woven themselves in somehow that it's like, well, you got to go through all this bullshit to remove us.
Because I remember
now.
learning about the Queen and shit in like grade 4 government, and it was like you got to do something with the Queen, blah 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 blah. And
yeah, we have a Governor General, which is appointed by the Prime Minister and the Queen, and guess what their job is? Nothing. They have no fucking job. The Governor General doesn't do anything.
He just sits there and passes bills.
It's just a woman. And actually I
just
it was a woman, but she just got fired because she apparently... Julie Payette, I think she was an astronaut, and she just got fired because apparently she led a very toxic workforce and work environment.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, who the fuck appointed her to a job that means nothing, and you pick a person who can't even make a nice work environment? At least it meant nothing. True. But fuck the monarchy. It's so...
They do nothing.
It's so unimportant.
Our generation doesn't care about them.
We actually don't give a shit about it.
Our generation's also like, nobody I know is like, none of my friends are religious.
Same.
They're giving up.
I don't have a single
friend. Or they'll act like
religious.
It around their parents, and then they're like, you know, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I have some like Muslim friends who are like around me. They're like sneaking some pork.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like just for the family.
Yeah. Just to show face.
Just to like around the family they act. You know, they follow, but like deep down.
Yeah, I think that we just also hang out with the crew that... Actually, that's not true. I do have religious friends. I'm not going to say their names, but...
Obviously, yeah.
We know I have a couple friends that are... And
are they friends?
Of course.
Maybe then I'm not thinking of the right people.
Gee, they can't hear that.
Oh, she's your friend, though.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
So, I do have a couple friends who are religious, but not to the way that they've ever... put their religion on me, or else I wouldn't be their friend.
Yeah, I have some religious friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Sure.
We do. They're Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've never tried to do anything like that with me. Like try to convert me or...
No, those people are annoying.
Those people are annoying. Yeah, I can't be around those. But I come from a pretty religious Italian family.
I've never seen anyone be religious. I get that they are religious,
no.
But like I've never seen anything.
No, my family isn't religious, but our Italian family is.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
They're old in their time.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, we can't eat meat on Good Friday. We can't do this.
My mom
we
used
can't
to do
that.
Because
and
I'm... What's the one that starts with A?
Atheist?
Not atheist. No, maybe it starts with something else, but like...
Pescatarian. Pescatarian.
That's a diet. That's a diet.
I'm thinking of...
I know the one you're thinking of. Anyways.
Yeah.
But my mom would
Presbyterian.
I forget which one. There's like
I thought you were Catholic.
That's what I'm baptized as, but I don't follow that shit. Never been to church a day in my life. Wouldn't even know what to do.
So you're baptized, but you've never been to church?
No, it was like old people love that shit. My grandparents wanted it done.
That's the same thing. So it's weird for me. I've got half siblings. I'm the only child like from my parents. Then they both split and had their own kids. My mom's kids got baptized because their grandparents wanted them.
That was your grandparents.
Yeah. The fuck? What? I didn't get baptized because my grandparents.
But people were like, you always say, you're always like, oh my god, and I'm like, it literally means nothing though.
I know.
It literally means there's not even like a piece of paper out there that would have anything that would prove that I'm Catholic.
Can I just?
It's in air. It's in the air. It's made up.
It's yes, and I also just want to say that when I was younger, I was actually terrified because I knew I wasn't baptized, and one day at school, the kids told me that because I wasn't baptized, I was going to hell.
Yeah, and those
And I
kids
was
come
like,
from families like
"What?"
someone we know.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I went home and I was literally crying to my mom saying like, "I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go to hell. Can we get me baptized?" And
Yeah,
she's like, "No, we're not getting you baptized. You don't get baptized because you don't want to go to hell. You get baptized because
yeah.
you like a religion."
Also, maybe if we do get some more views, we'll start throwing people under the bus for you guys.
Maybe.
Maybe. If we get enough, we'll
I don't
start.
want to I don't want to religiously shame anyone. Everyone has the
No.
right to associate with whatever religion they want. I just don't.
No, that's not what we're doing at all.
Yeah, no. I just like
We were just
some
talking
stuff I
about.
just don't understand. Like, why do my parents go through all of that just to make their grandparents happy when now my brothers
If
are
my
stuck in
parents
a
were like, we
religion?
want to take him to the church and splash some water on his forehead, I'd be like, no,
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm in the middle of lunch. Like, we're not doing this at all ever. I don't have time. I don't
Yeah.
care to do that.
Yeah, we just don't really follow maybe that's why we're so lost.
Yeah, we don't have the guidance of God.
um but okay, so
Speaking of old people,
speaking of old people, I wanted to bring up a story today. So, I was driving home from work and I happened to see an old man driving a vehicle almost almost hit a pedestrian walking because he just simply
I thought he
turned.
did hit him.
He did hit he ran into his legs, but the guy like he slammed on his
Yeah.
brakes the second he made contact, and then the guy's smashing on his hood saying,
Yeah.
I'm walking here," and it's like this man did not even look to see if anyone was crossing the road because you couldn't miss this guy walking across the road. I'll say that. And he turned right into him. And I'm like, I felt so bad for this man because I could see him in this vehicle. He looked very elderly. And it's like,
Just roast. You look like a grape.
he did. And
You look like a duffel bag.
and it's like, when do we say you can't drive anymore?
When you're hitting people crossing the street,
I agree.
I think that's.
I agree. I think that's the limit because they just they don't.
they're and backing out too in parking lots. When I'm leaving work,
Yeah.
you always have to obviously when you're coming up to the front of the parking lot, that's where all the
Yep.
handicap spots are.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting there waiting, it's like you're so anxious because so many times old person has.
They will
almost
just
backed.
reverse
They
into
just
your
start.
vehicle.
They just start going, and you have to lay on the horn
Yeah.
and hope that they have
They
their
hope,
hearing aids
exactly, and hope that they see you because there's a couple times where I've seen them just keep going even when people
Yeah.
are honking their horns. So I felt bad for this man and also just felt like maybe we need to like
I think what I said earlier, over the age of 65, you get your driver's test every year.
Yeah, I think that's
I don't think that's too much to ask. Look what happened today.
yeah.
Once a year, you're retired. You're doing nothing all the time. You can come out once a year and take a drive with me,
I agree.
and we can test you.
Yeah. And I just feel bad because this like middle-aged guy almost literally got run over by this car for no reason, and it's like
Could have killed him if he just rolled over
if
him.
he didn't slam on his brakes and eventually realize, oh, I'm about to hit someone, he would have just rolled right over him.
Yeah.
So
Squish his head like a
sorry
watermelon.
to this man, but you shouldn't have your license anymore. I'm sorry. Like it's a touchy subject because you're taking away someone's right, but it's also like driving is a privilege, not a right. And if you
can't do it,
if you can't drive safely, then you don't deserve to drive.
that's why my family's getting Uber Eats tonight.
Oh,
Just got the promo
code's
code on my
out tonight.
phone.
All right, next, what do we want to mention here?
I think we gotta hit this one.
Oh, this is a good one.
Everyone can relate to this one.
Okay.
I think your mom does it the worst.
My mom does it
the hardest.
The worst.
There goes the
and the
hardest.
most.
Yeah.
So, my mom cannot handle like any startling noise.
And that's not a medical issue.
No.
No, I think you should give them an overview as like
right, it's not a medical issue. She just personally does not.
It might be a medical issue.
It's probably a therapy issue.
It's anxiety. Something for sure.
But my mom can't handle like loud noises. But that's weird.
That's not even what it is.
It's weird because it depends like she's got to be in one of her moods and like for example.
Okay, no. We're diving in too much on your mom. Parents who freak out when you make too loud of a noise when they're not in the room.
Right.
That's what we're talking
Right.
about, right? When you drop shit and they come flying in and
Yeah.
they're like, "What's going on?" And it's like,
No, and they literally are screaming at you like someone died.
did I call for help?
Yeah.
I'll hear a bomb go off downstairs when I'm in my room watching Netflix, and I won't flinch.
Same.
I'll be like, unless I hear you screaming for help,
Exactly.
I'm not moving.
Well, exactly. And mine is the worst because it will be like, it won't even be a loud noise. It'll be like, I put a plate down in the sink too loudly. And my mom's, I can hear her running in her room, running to the hallway to the top of the stairs. What was that? What was that? It's like, sometimes I don't even respond to her because I'm so infuriated that she is
Nosiness.
so
It's really
overwhelmed
nosiness,
by
to
this
be
little
honest.
noise.
Yeah.
It's purely nosiness. And
You should start playing The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and just every time you make a noise, start screaming for
I
help.
should.
And when she panics, and then be like, "Oh, you always come running when I make a noise."
I know. And so
Just testing the system.
Right? And it'll just be like in the middle of the day, like I just can't stand it. Like the sheer panic that takes over her when she hears the slightest noise is like so unnecessary. And the way she just like gets so overwhelmed, it's like I fucking wish I just stayed in my room and I didn't even leave my room. Like, not gonna lie, there's been a couple times like I fall down the stairs a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have in
know.
my life fallen down the stairs a lot. I'm pretty clumsy and tall, and so I'll literally tumble down the stairs and no one comes. No one comes. But I put a plate in the sink too loudly at 8 p.m.
You know why? You know what it is? It just clicked for me. They like to blame, right? So it's like if you break something, they want to blame, right? But like if you just hurt yourself, there's no one to blame, and it's like, oh, she just broke her leg. It's her own fault. You know what I mean? It's like can't get angry about that.
I'll literally tumble down the stairs, and then 5 minutes later, someone will come by, and I'll be like at the bottom step crying, and they're like, did something happen? Like, are you okay? And it's like, yeah, bitch, I fucking tumbled down the stairs. But then
tumbled like a tumbleweed.
But then
rolling down.
But then like literally I put a bottle back in the door of the fridge too loudly, and it's like hurricane is hitting the house, and like all hell's broken loose. So I can't deal with somebody who's that much on the edge. And it's only sometimes. It's only sometimes. It depends on her mood, which is how I know it really doesn't have much to do with like her actual reflexes. Because if she's in a great mood, there's like none of that like going on. But if you have parents that are similar, where it's like you accidentally put something down too heavy or fall
drop shit, like,
or anything,
a big one for me is like I'll drop utensils.
Yeah. And it's just what was that?
Yeah.
What was that? Also, if you're screaming downstairs, what was that? And you don't hear people freaking out or responding, then forget about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to like chase me around the house trying to figure out what noise I made 20 minutes ago. Like, oh my god.
You know what I've been doing lately, and this is funny. And if they hear this, I think they'd probably be angry, but my parents lately have been being nosy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't call it nosy, but they're just always asking like very like why are you asking about that type of questions, right? So what I do is like I make them feel super nosy, but without doing it like right. So they'll be like, "Is the oven going?" And I'll go, "Yeah," but I don't give an explanation, right? And they'll be like, "Oh," right? And I know they're dying to know what's going on with the oven, right? And they'll be like, "It's pretty loud." I'll be like, I just won't say anything. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, they want to know what the fuck is in that oven.
Right.
And then finally they'll be like, "Are you cooking something?" I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to burn the house down. There's nothing in the oven." Like, yeah, there's fucking chicken breast in the oven. You know what I mean?
Know.
Just
I
ask
totally
the question.
Know what you mean.
What are you cooking for dinner?
Yeah.
Get it out.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and they always like beat around the bush. It's like, if you want to ask me something, can you just ask me it?
Every time I figured out what my dad does now to try and figure out where I'm going.
What?
Every time I go to leave the house, I can't believe I forgot to tell you this because you do it a lot lately. He'll hear me start to get ready to leave the house, and he'll come up and to me in the front hall and go, "Oh, you're going out?" And sometimes I'll go, "No." and I'll leave. It's like, you know I'm going out.
Yeah.
You just want me to tell you where I'm going.
Right, but you don't want to ask
But
me
you don't
want to
ask me where I'm going.
It's just like this entire passive aggressive cycle that's
Yeah.
like literally, can we quit this and just be aggressive?
And you know what I make sure to do? I never ask anybody where they're coming from or where they're going.
I don't either.
I don't care. I don't want to know.
No, but I also suffer from the nosy parents. I have the bedroom that's at the front of the house. So my bedroom windows look over the front of our street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Your neighbors are nosy as fuck, but that's a different topic.
My neighbors are nosy, but my parents are worse. My parents are so nosy in the neighborhood. Let me tell you this story. So, my parents last summer were sitting out on the front porch of our house. And it's late at night. They're like having some drinks. They're sitting on the front porch. They literally see some kids fucking around in their car, whipping around our street, and they smash into a car that's parked on our street, on the road. So my parents literally get in their car, go find this car that's parked at a school down the street in the school parking lot, take pictures of the license plate, drive back to the car on our street that's been hit, take pictures of that car, call the police, go to the homeowner.
They wouldn't do that in Scarborough. They wouldn't do that in Scarborough.
Of course they wouldn't. They literally go to the people's house whose car got hit at like 1 a.m. They're knocking on their door being like, "Hi, your car got hit and we called the police and
we're the
blah,
police.
Blah, blah.
We policed it. We have the investigation under control."
Literally, the owners of the house were like, "I'll just write it off with insurance and deal with it in the morning. Can you leave us alone so we can go back to bed?"
Neighborhood Watch. Have you seen that movie?
No, but
that's what they are.
Yeah, and so I'm just like not in that same boat whatsoever. I know you aren't either, Rye. We're like, if it's not my problem, I'm not getting involved.
There'll be a car parked outside on the curb, like on the street. Not our property.
Right.
Public property.
Yeah.
Township property. Parents will be like, I wonder whose car that is. And they'll be like,
I just
gawking.
can't stand that.
Is that the word? Gawking?
Yeah.
They'll just be looking and they'll be like, the car's been there all day. Like, who gives a fuck?
I know.
It's not even your property, bro.
I know. They get so... Is it just because they're bored? Like, maybe one day we'll be like this when we're fucking 50.
I don't think so. It's also just, like, my mom's not like that, and because where she's from, they never lock the doors on their house, and they don't give a fuck.
True.
But she's not like that.
No, your mom's not a nosy, gives a fuck kind of neighbor.
No, she doesn't care.
No. True. Well, we definitely don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I don't care either. I don't even care to shovel my driveway. Like, I would be that person that's house looks like shit on the street because I just can't be bothered to, like, do it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, right now, where I live with my parents, it's the complete opposite. It's like a snowflake falls on the driveway. Who's getting out there to shovel the driveway?
Let's talk about the weather updates. Let's talk about the weather updates. I get a million a day. They'll just be standing in the kitchen. My dad. It's raining out. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I know.
That happens.
I know.
It's raining. I don't know. This doesn't develop into a conversation. I don't know where this goes.
It's just pointless, meaningless.
Yeah.
But, man, the nosiness about the...
You can make a comment once in, like, the morning.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, there's no need for the constant updates throughout the day about what the weather, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, big storm coming tonight. We live in Canada. It happens. I'm not phased. I'm not phased.
The best is the night before snowfall. We're getting snowfall tomorrow. Wow. Really? It's February.
You realize everyone in this house has the weather app on their phone?
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
We know it's coming.
And also, who cares?
Yeah.
So, man, but...
Did you get that Amber Alert yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
I was taking a pee when it happened.
Did it cut off your stream?
It startled me.
Did you leak on the seat?
Well, that's a regular occurrence anyways, so it doesn't change anything.
Because you don't put the seat up, do you?
It's not a leak. A leak makes it sound like you're, like, trying to hold your pee and it's leaking.
Take a leak. When you go to take a pee. Did you pee on the seat because you went, whoa?
Happens all the time.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me. I already know that. Okay.
Should we talk about gay cousins?
Yeah. So, if you haven't figured out yet, I come from half my side of my family's Italian. And then, I just want to preface this.
Okay.
Because my gay cousins are on the Italian side.
Oh, I know the two you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I was lost for a second.
So, I come from so let me put it this way. My mom and my dad got together. My dad's Italian, okay? My mom's not. They have me. So I'm got my dad's Italian family. But then my mom remarried another Italian man.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have 2 Italian families.
Italian sausage.
She clearly likes Italian men. So so now I have 2 Italian families. The one I'm born from and then my stepdad's family. On my stepdad's family, I have 2 gay lesbian cousins. And
Are they gay or are they lesbian?
they're lesbian, whatever. And
okay.
they are not, I don't want to say they're not accepted by the family, but the family refuses to talk about it,
To
acknowledge it, which leads me to
But have
believe,
they told the family they are?
I mean,
Because, well, no, but, like, that's them also
yes, they have
playing
girlfriends.
elephant in the
They
room.
have girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
So it's,
Doesn't mean you've talked about it.
no, but it's also kind of like a touchy subject because your nonna, you still want a relationship with her, or you want to tell her straight up to her face, yeah, nonna, I'm a lesbian. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like she'll still love you if you don't acknowledge it, but like as soon as you say something, it's like, do you really want to jeopardize?
So your nonna's like that, eh?
It's not
I'm
my
not
nonna.
judging her. A lot
it's
of
not.
old people...
It's not my nonna. It's Fred's. Fuck. It's my stepfather's family.
Oh. Well, his name's Fred.
So, well, that's not his real name actually. It's just his nickname.
That's true.
But regardless.
I mean, what else? What could it be though? I mean, come on. Anyways.
So, yeah, it's. Anyways, we've known for years they're lesbians. We've just known for years that they weren't straight, and yeah, it just is crazy now that like it's just not allowed to be spoken about in the family. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's not really my family, so I can't like be like, hey guys, don't we all know they're gay? Like I can't really talk to them that way. But even if it was my own family, I don't even think I would talk to them like that either because Italians are fucking...
Oh, God.
Here's the thing about Italians. They're scary, they're aggressive, and they hold grudges. So, I don't know if I would want to open that can of worms with them either. But let's hear about your gay cousin.
We all have a gay cousin.
I think everyone does.
That nobody talks about until you bring it up and you're like, hey, are they gay?
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, nobody kept me in the loop. I'm just supposed to figure this out on my own through Facebook feeds. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I got a gay cousin. And I think he's like, I'm saying he's probably like 6 years older than me. I don't know how old he is.
Yeah, she was like 30.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably 30. And I remember visiting him and hanging out in his bedroom. And this room was wallpapered in Sports Illustrated models.
Right.
Like
female models.
I remember even being 8 years old and being like, holy shit, dude, this is a lot of magazines. There's a lot of women on the, like, my brain even thought that at 6 years old or 8 years old. It was like, this is a lot. I think I even said something to my mom. I was like, there's a lot of fucking...
That would have creeped me out to go in a room that was covered ceiling to floor in Sports Illustrated.
Covered. Like, and the room was such like a weird... a guy's room, but it was so... like 90s. Like the floor was a checkered tile floor.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like a tile floor and just like a big desk and like a PlayStation on top of the dresser and a mini TV and then just babes everywhere. And yeah, anyways, this is like literally 5 years ago, maybe not even, on Facebook. He's got a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my mom, I'm like, is he gay? And she's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh, do you guys not like it? Like, how come nobody talks about it? She's like, oh no, we have nothing against it. We knew forever that he was gay before he even said anything. And I'm like, oh, but I'm like, it makes sense now because he was hiding it. Why is there so many fucking, what do we call them? I can't. Posters of naked women all over his fucking walls.
Yeah, bikini-clad models all over the place.
And you know what might have gave it away for him? No, it probably wasn't this, but he's a really good artist. I'm not saying if you're gay, you're an artist, you're gay. But there was like all that, but then deep down he was just like a quiet artist.
Yeah.
You know? And he was just covering it up with...
It wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
No.
No.
You could tell. If he's a quiet guy, and then you go into his
He
bedroom,
was the quietest dude.
and then there's just babes overloaded
I
everywhere.
think he was trying to convince himself of something.
Exactly. That's sad. That's kind of sad. It's actually not kind of sad. It is sad, but
But he's free now.
he's a free man now. Got his hubby, or
Boyfriend
at
maybe he
least.
doesn't now anymore. I don't know. I don't have Facebook, so it's been a while since I've creeped him.
Yeah, Facebook fucking sucks. If you're listening to our podcast and you're a Facebook user, literally turn off our no.
You will not find the podcast on Facebook. We will never put it on.
I will never, ever, ever put any shit on Facebook again in my life. I will never make another Facebook account.
You know who uses Facebook? Parents.
Yeah.
Old people.
Yep. Or it's not even old people because I have friends that are like 35. Love Facebook.
You have 35-year-old friends?
I do. You know, my mom's friends with older women and their kids are like 10 years older than me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I wouldn't
So-
say you guys are friends, but alright.
But we are all in the same circle.
Okay.
And so
But those are a different type of people.
they are a different type of people.
Okay?
And they're the type of people that use Facebook. But the fact that we can sit here and say, you know the type of people that use Facebook, and everyone listening knows exactly what the
Yeah.
fuck we means there's a certain type of demographic that uses Facebook. And I don't want to say it's people that aren't technologically literate, but they
Aren't literate might be more accurate.
Okay, so I don't want to say that they're illiterate, but I feel like it's like if you know how to use social media, you know Facebook is fucking trash. It's
garbage.
trash.
It's just ads, and it's just soldier coming home from work to
It's just stuff that
puppy severely matted
Exactly.
gets life-saving
It's
treatment.
like
It's just
stuff
garbage.
that pulls at your heartstrings, or it's like propaganda.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. Or it's your cousin
Oh.
going off about like some bullshit no one needs to know about.
Yeah, or buy and sell.
Or buy and sell.
Or wait, did we talk about what last week?
we talked
the
about what
corner-
happened downtown of our little
Did you
town
talk
here.
about it? You talked about it.
I don't think I did talk about it.
I was just gonna say those groups of people meet on Facebook.
Right. So there was an anti-masker rally near my work
Yeah.
the other day. And let me put it this way. I was leaving work, walking the opposite direction of the rally. I didn't even know the rally was happening, okay? Because I never turned around and saw it. So I'm walking, mind you, it's a couple hundred yards away from me, so I can't really hear it. So I'm walking the opposite direction, and someone's walking towards me, heading towards the rally, and this person had a big, huge white picket sign, okay? So immediately it caught my attention. I'm like, oh, where are they going?
First of all, if you're picketing and you're not trying to do it to get a raise,
Shouldn't be
you're
happening.
at the lunch.
So,
like honestly.
yeah, so I immediately thought, okay, it was a woman, and she was older, like
Okay.
probably 65,
We're getting
70.
the demographics.
So, and she was white, of course. So I
Mhm.
thought, okay, she's either going to protest abortions or something, or what else could it be? So I tried to get a glimpse of her sign, and the only words I could see was something like devil, God,
Mm-hmm.
these kinds of things. So
Common things associated with abortion.
Well,
So
so
you're kind of-
immediately, I'm like, oh, she's going to protest some like sexual health clinic or something, and I turn around, and I see a fucking rally down the street, on a street corner.
What were they doing? They were
They were
were jumping,
literally jumping up and down like
monkeys.
yeah, like I
Like
just
caged
picture
animals.
like an animal in a cage, like jumping up and down, holding white picket signs, and I actually had to stare for like 2 minutes because I was like, I can't fucking believe what's in front of my eyes right now. One of the signs had a giant Q on it. A giant Q, which could only mean one fucking thing, QAnon bullshit. And then I turn back to keep walking towards my vehicle, and I see the car that this lady must have got out of, because it was parked right on the side where I saw her walking, and on this car was written in marker, open your business, say no to masks, all of this kind of shit written all over her car, like on the front of it in marker, and I'm just like, yo,
They meet on Facebook.
is going to ruin society. Facebook is going to be the demise of, like, critical thinking, because they all met on Facebook. They organized to have a protest based on propaganda, bullshit. Like, get off Facebook. This needs to be our generation's fucking mantra. Get your parents off Facebook. Like, I need to do whatever is in my power to get anyone I associate with on Facebook off of that
We need
platform.
to transition them over to Twitter.
Yes.
Where all the dank memes are.
Yes.
And they don't understand them,
exactly.
though. That's the thing. My mom is on Facebook, and she'll be dying at the kitchen table, and she'll show me something, and I'll be like, that is the lamest shit I've ever seen.
Agreed.
That is not funny at all.
Agreed.
Right? And it's just like, but then I show her something from Twitter that I find hilarious, and she's like, doesn't get it at all.
Of course they don't. It's different, but I just think we don't even need to get them on Twitter because they don't get Twitter. Someone will be like giving a ratio, and they'll be like, that is so rude, blah blah blah, and it's like, Mom, it's sarcasm. Like, they won't get Twitter either. But it's like, we need to get them off Facebook. Also, if you use Facebook Live,
your life is going downhill.
Like, what are you doing?
We recently came across a guy we used to know
having an epic meltdown on Facebook Live.
Yeah, and that's when we know now that his life is falling apart.
Yeah, it's very kind of sad, but
yeah.
It's like, regardless of what's happening with that one individual, like, what does going on Facebook Live do? Like, I just don't understand the, like, appeal of this platform anymore, especially when it's been literally proven that they use it for propaganda, they use it to manipulate you, they use it to target you. Yeah. Like, why would you still want to be on a platform like that?
And their fucking founder and CEO looks like an alien.
Yeah, and is literally creepy.
He's creepy.
So, I cannot support anything to do with Facebook. I honestly, truly also hate Instagram.
Yeah.
I hate Instagram. I only use it because of this, like, to post.
Yeah.
I have a personal Instagram. I don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
My friends send me stuff on it all the time. I'm always
it's just for sending funny shit.
And I'm always telling them, too, like, I'll check this app once a week. So send me all of your shit throughout the week, and I'll get back to you once a week. Because I'm not going on there every day. It's bullshit. I don't care what people are doing. Like, I think as soon also as Facebook bought Instagram, it immediately made me not want to use Instagram anymore because I fucking hate that establishment. I hate Facebook. I hate everything it represents.
We should have named this podcast Roasters.
The Roasters.
The Roasters.
Yeah.
That's what this is right now.
Big roast fest.
Of everything.
So, I know a lot of people relate to us on Facebook topic because when we were in university, everyone only had a Facebook for group work.
I was actually just in a college program I dropped out of.
Yeah.
I think we said that last week. And everyone's like, join the Facebook group. And I'm like, fuck off.
I know.
Are you kidding me? Like, and you know what's even worse than Facebook? Not worse. You know what's even more? Fuck LinkedIn.
Fuck LinkedIn.
Fuck LinkedIn. LinkedIn is everybody trying to look their best, and it's just a bunch of posh people. And I don't know. I don't like LinkedIn.
I but we don't really like social media. And we also, so Ryan and I get along really well because we fucking don't like social media. We don't like posting everything we do throughout the day. We don't care to inform other people. We just live life. Like,
You're only gonna see my good shuffling skills on Snapchat.
Yeah, and that's it. Like, things that I find interesting, I will share.
Whoa, what was that?
I think the mic picked that up.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
This closet's about to smell like shit.
I think the mic just picked up that fart.
I think it did. Look at those waves, baby.
So, like, everyone listening, Ryan insists on having a coffee during this podcast.
I have to keep my hands and mouth busy.
And he's ripping ass nonstop, and last time it was me ripping ass nonstop. So, is this what we're going to go through every week? Like, we're going to go through just suffocating in fart smells in this closet? Trying to record.
It's gonna be a hot car in the summer one day because it's gonna.
Oh, God.
We're gonna have to do it in the car.
Yeah, I bet we will.
And it's gonna be fucking hot.
Well, no coffee then. We'll have to get a tea or something.
Man, I just want to say I just was reminded of this today. Well, right now when you were talking, we've been talking about old people a lot.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about Italian people a lot.
Right.
And we're not even roast. This isn't even a roast. This it's so funny. There's the really funny type of people is just like older Italian people.
Yeah.
They're just so funny in the way they are.
Yep.
And not in a bad way.
No.
It's a great way.
Yeah.
Because it's good entertainment.
Because they're unauthentically themselves.
Yeah. And I was working today, and interesting shit happens every day, and this was just kind of the highlight of my day. And I was talking to this old guy, and he's there with his wife, and they're asking me where the peanuts are, the big Planters peanuts, right? And they're like all the way across the produce department. And she's like, she's like they're speaking Italian, and she's like, oh, I know where they are, I'll go get them. And she wanders off, right? And then it's just me and him standing there, and he's like, he's like, don't get married. I'm like, oh yeah? He goes, look, you see this cart? He goes, look how full it is. We came here for butter. I'm like, you're not gonna eat any of this though? Like, you're not gonna eat any of this though?
Yeah.
Like, look at all the food in here, and I know she's doing all the cooking.
Of course.
Right?
Yep.
And then she's like on the other side of the department, and she's looking for the peanuts, and she keeps looking back at him, and he's like, you see? She thinks she knows where it is. She doesn't know. She thought she knew. She doesn't know where it is at all. And I said, look, can you see them? I can see them from here. They're behind her. And we're both looking. And then he's pointing like this, like he's the coach of a minor league baseball team, like telling the outfield to get back. Like across and everyone's looking. And he's just like, go. And he's just like yelling across the department. And she ended up finding them, but that was a hilarious experience. Because he's like, don't get married and don't tell your girlfriend I told you this.
And now you're sitting here telling me. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh man, I'm sweating so hard.
Are we cutting this off? Are you done?
Done what? The farting? The coffee? The sweating?
Are you tapping out?
I don't have much more to add. We're going to bring up some Reddit topics, but Reddit's not bumping right now.
Yeah, I feel like we were on a topic before you brought up that story.
We were on Facebook, and how fucked up it is, and like, we need to transition the older folks off, and then we both hate social media, and...
That's true. Yeah. Stay on Twitter, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But watch out for the fake news, though.
Oh, don't get your news from Twitter.
No, don't get your news from Twitter.
But stay on Twitter for the dank memes and because everything someone sends me on Instagram,
I know.
I've already seen it on Twitter 2 weeks before.
But they also just... Instagram is just the best dank memes that people stole from Twitter mixed in with pictures of your friends.
Right. That's all Instagram is.
And I don't need to... It's not even friends a lot of the time. I see people with like 600 followers, and I'm like, you friends with all 600 people? Or did you just meet Brian at a party?
I have 6 friends. So...
I know. So, all other 500 of you guys should feel like poop.
Which is why I don't post and stuff. Because my 6 friends get my daily Snapchats, and they keep up with my life.
Yeah.
And other than that, you can suck my ass.
Suck my ass and follow the podcast.
Yeah. Follow the podcast and suck my ass.
What are the ads again? The Cuspers Pod? Is that it?
Oh yeah! Let's tell... Oh, we should have said this at the beginning.
Well, I guess only the loyal fans of this.
Okay, so we got all of our socials figured out. So everything is at Cuspers Podcast. CUSPERS PODCAST. Cuspers Podcast. That's our Twitter, Instagram.
Yep.
And YouTube. YouTube, you can type in the Cuspers Podcast or just Cuspers Podcast. But we're on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And we'll be posting like little clips on there, letting you know new episodes drop every Friday.
Yep.
And we don't have video yet.
No.
Because we don't need video. So, but YouTube, you can listen there if you don't have Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
We also just don't have the space we don't have anywhere to do a video.
Of course, yeah, we don't have video equipment and like proper mics and that kind of stuff, but if you...
This mic picked up my ass, I don't know. It's pretty good.
But if you can also listen on our website, which is cusperspodcast.buzzsprouts.com or something along those lines.
Something like that. People aren't going to use that though.
No, but just in case they don't have Spotify or Apple playlists, you can...
YouTube?
You can listen on YouTube or on our website. You don't need a app for that. So, I don't have much more to add this week.
No, that's it. We covered everything. All the good stuff that happened this week.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
There's no COVID news or anything.
No COVID news.
We're over COVID.
Yeah.
We're done.
I'm done with COVID. I just can't wait for shit to get back to normal. But
all right, let's get the fuck out of this closet.
All right, guys, peace out. We'll meet back next week. Have a great 7 days without us. Peace and love.
Peace.